Hello and welcome back to the Agrilearn Podcast. I'm your host, Ketia Mutenya, Digital Marketing Officer here at Agribank. In today's episode, we are continuing our discussion on loan repayments, specifically looking at key considerations when applying for an Agribank loan. I am joined by Ms. Rosalia Ngolo, Marketing Officer at Agribank. Ms. Rosalia, thank you so much and welcome back to the Agrilearn Podcast.
Kathy, thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so to get started, what are the essential factors to consider before applying for an Agribank loan?
The most important factor is that the client should meet the standard loan requirements for Agribank. And another factor also that is very important is that they need to have their collateral ready. This can be in a form of title deeds or offtake agreements. And also they just need to keep a very clean credit history just to ensure that that is clean and that we can be able to lend you the loan that you require. And then just have a credible business plan, as well as prepare your documentations so that you can have a complete application as when you are coming to submit. And then we also want our clients to understand the repayment terms as well as the interest that is associated with the loan that you would want to take up. So those are really the key factors that are crucial for a client to know before they apply for a loan.
Okay, so you mentioned something about documentation and having a business plan. What other documents are needed when applying for an Agribank loan?
You will require your ID, if you can present us with your ID, as well as proof of address in terms of your municipal bill, and then also prepare your collateral. I've already alluded to that one, that you need to have your collateral ready, which can be in a form of investments, offtake agreements, as well as maybe a title deed to a farm property or even to your house. And then we need proof of your income because some clients, they come in looking for a salary backed up loan, so we will require proof of income. And if you are applying as a business, we will need your audited financial statements, and also as an individual or as a company you need to provide 6 months bank statements. So those documentations are essential in order for us to assess and be able to see if you can qualify for a loan here at Agribank.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, so what are then the repayment options that are available?
We offer really flexible repayment terms to our clients, which are in line with their product that they are taking. So in line with the product cycle and the cash flow projection. So we provide grace periods to our clients. We really make sure that a client has generated an income before they can service their first installment. So the repayment options that are available are monthly, quarterly, biannually, as well as annual. And one thing that we like to advise our clients is that it's always necessary or advisable to make monthly repayments so that when your installment is due, you would have decreased that installment and becomes manageable for you to pay.
Okay, so earlier we mentioned about the documents that we need, right? Mm-hmm. So through reviewing like these submissions, what are some of the common mistakes that you have noticed that applicants make, and what are some of the things that they can do to avoid those mistakes?
The most common mistake is that clients tend not to provide complete applications. If they can just walk into one of our branches nationwide and get a checklist to tick off what documentation they require before submitting their loan application. So that can be avoided if they just walk in, get a checklist, and ensure all those documentations are in place before submitting their application forms. Their loan application forms. Okay. And then another common mistake is that clients tend not to prepare themselves for this loan that they want to uptake. So they do not prepare themselves in terms of the business plan, because one requires a really credible business plan so that they can prove to us that this business is going to be viable, so that we are also able to fund it, and just understanding that it is a loan and not a grant, unfortunately. So we need clients to pay back in order for us to be able to fund the next client in line.
Okay, just to add on to that, why is it important to have a well-prepared business plan or a farm plan?
I think I've also mentioned that earlier on. I think I've touched on it.
Yes.
We need a business plan so that we can see if your agri-enterprise is viable, and also to see whether you are prepared to manage that loan, and whether you are prepared to run a successful and a profitable agri-enterprise. So that is really the importance of the business plan.
Okay, so as we round up this conversation, keeping in mind the key factors, I've gotten all my documents in place and I've submitted my loan application. How long does it take then to receive approval?
Very good question, Kathy. Thank you. The time it takes to approve a loan depends on mainly two factors, which is the loan type as well as the amount that you're applying for, because these have different processing times. A salary backed up loan may be processed faster compared to an asset backed up loan, because for that loan we need to go out and do valuation, and there's also bond registration that needs to take place, so that takes much longer. So for asset backed up loan may take about 1 month to 2 months, obviously taking into account also the amount, because I mean if you're applying for a 30 million loan, it cannot be compared to somebody who's just applying for 100,000. So another factor also is that if you provide a complete application where there is no back and forth, like bring this document in and that, it can also speed up the process for you to get approval as soon as possible. So mainly those are the two factors that will speed up the process.
Okay, great stuff. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Rosalia, for providing all that information, and I'm sure it has brought forth much clarity to our application process.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for having me.
Okay, so we have come to the end of our episode. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have found this episode very informative and it has provided clarity on our loan application processes. We of course look forward to receiving those applications. Would like to take this conversation further, please do engage with us in the comment section and be sure to follow us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and X. Until next time.